Good morning. Welcome to Chris Cook for You Too. Today I'm going to be using the leftovers from my Thanksgiving dinner table. I know at some point the kids and the family just gets tired of the turkey, but here's one of the ways that you can use the leftovers as a breakfast item on your breakfast table. So I'm going to get into my breakfast. We're going to be having grits, eggs, ham. The ham, of course, is left over, and we're going to do toast. So let's get started. Here is the ham from my Thanksgiving dinner table. Now, I've cut off some pieces back here that I'm going to be using for my breakfast meat on my breakfast table. Now, with this ham, don't throw away your bone, because your bone is the best part, and you use it to season your greens, you use it to season your beans, and I'm telling you, if you're the type person that loves that bit of soul in your food, the best thing you can do is to use a ham bone. There's also still some pieces of ham left on here, so the kids can make sandwiches, or some of your family members can make sandwiches later on. But why buy the bacon when you have the leftover ham? So we're going to put this ham in a skillet, and we're just going to fry it up. I cut off as many pieces as I could from my breakfast ham, still leaving some pieces on. Now, you don't have to spread that out. So I just heard the toaster pop, so we're going to go over to the toaster. One of the things about making toast is, as soon as your toast, for good toast, as soon as your toast comes out of the toaster, you want to immediately coat it with whatever you're going to coat it with, whether that be butter or whether that be margarine. You want to coat it because you want that butter, see the butter that's sitting there, you want it to have a chance to melt into your toast, and that makes the best piece of toast. You don't want butter just sitting on the top of your toast unmelted. So pop some more back down in there. We'll go back to the stove. Now, what I was saying is that you don't need to just put it in one piece at a time, because we're going to flip this with a pancake turner, and we're going to let it brown on the other side as well. So I'm going to get all of these pieces in the skillet, and there was quite a few pieces. And the reason for that is because if you buy a spiral ham like I do, they don't cut the slices all the way down. They do spiral just a little part of it, but then you got this big chunk that's left back here. So what do I do with this big chunk? That's what I use for my morning after breakfast, and that's what I use for my sandwiches. The bone is what I use for my beans or to season any kind of vegetable. So don't throw these ham bones out, because this is the very, very best thing you can use. And it's saving your money, because you can get breakfast, you can get sandwiches for lunch, and you can get meat for dinner. Now, how much can you do with this one ham? So I got my pot over here cooked, boiling water for my grits, and I'll show you how to do that. I got the ham in the skillet. We're going to fry up the ham, then we're going to do the eggs, and we're going to do the grits, and we're going to do our toast. So I'll get back to you in a minute. And we're going to get started with scrambling our eggs. In here, I have I think it's about a tablespoon of butter. I'm going to add just a little bit of olive oil to this. You don't have to do that. It's really just a personal preference. You can do butter, you can do margarine, you can do olive oil, you can do whatever you want to do. So, I don't want my butter to burn. Here I have my scrambled eggs, and what I'm going to add to the scrambled eggs is a little bit of water. Okay, now why am I adding water? Because water will keep your scrambled eggs from burning at the bottom, and if you want them to be light and fluffy, then or kind of custardy like, you would add milk. Now, to this butter, trying to get it back up to temp, I'm going to put my eggs in. Then I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. And I'm going to add some salt. Now, I don't move my eggs until I see them around the edges starting to do like that. Okay? Once I see that, then I just bring it in to the center. Okay? And I continue to do that because I want my eggs to be light and fluffy. Now, water, like I said, will keep them from burning. But if you want like a custardy, creamy type egg, then just put a little bit of milk in it. I don't like my eggs hard and crusty, and I definitely don't want them brown. So I continue to bring it in. Wherever I see it, I'll just bring it into the center. Because as you can see, that's where I'm starting to get my fluff. And I'm using a non-stick pan. You can use whichever type you want. Okay. And I don't want my eggs to be overcooked as well. Keep on going. We're bringing them in to my center. And eggs, they're good, but they're relatively easy to make. Okay. You can see the little specks of pepper down in there. Did add some salt to it as well. Now my eggs are starting to get a little bit hotter. And these eggs have a beautiful color to them. And I'm not a fan of scrambled eggs. My children and my family members are. I like my eggs fried over easy. Okay. Alrighty. Now, as you can see, I took them off the stove. I flipped them over. Okay. I don't have any brown parts on my egg or eggs. I'm going to get a dish to put them in. Okay. Now, I'm not going to just flip it over. Any place that you think it's not cooked enough, just flip it over. Take a look at these eggs. These eggs are fluffy. They're meaty eggs. And you don't see any brown. Sorry about turning the skillet up that way. Okay. Now I have my eggs ready for my morning breakfast. Throw that back in the skillet. Alrighty. And we'll continue. I'll get back. Well, that's all we have in this part 1 segment. I didn't put cheese in the eggs, and there's a reason for that. That's because I'm going to put cheese in the grits. So I'm going to end this and catch the rest of this video on part 2 of what do I do with the leftovers.